Hello everyone, my name is Brian Reyes and today I'm going to do a presentation on cloud. The first slide will be virtualization platforms. What is virtualization? Virtualization is the basis of cloud computing. It affects the use of computer hardware, run multiple virtual machines on one computer or server, increases performance in the use of computer systems, and it has higher availability. The foundation of cloud computing is virtualization, which permits more efficient use of computer hardware through the use of software virtualization and can separate a single computer's hardware, including its processors, memory, storage, and other components, into many virtual computers, also known as virtual machines. Each virtual machine runs its own operating system and performs like a separate computer, despite only requiring a small portion of the extra underlying computer hardware. Cloud users can only use the computing resources they require at the time they use them, and they can scale those resources affordably as the workload increases thanks to virtualization, which enables cloud providers to provide users with services using their existing physical computer hardware. This is what virtualization platforms is. Next, next slide is cloud services. Cloud services is software service and platform as service. Software service is very efficient because it costs savings for businesses. You only pay for the resources you use. It's very scalable. If more resources are needed as company grows, you only have to pay for more licenses to have access to more resources. It updates automatically. The cloud service provider manages the updates and patches, and you have access to the application service from anywhere in the world. Software service is a cloud service that delivers the application over the internet with the purchase of a license, and the cloud service provider manages the hardware and software from their end. Examples of a software service are Microsoft 365, Salesforce, Google Workspace, Adobe Creative Cloud, and Zoom. Software service is very scalable. You only pay for what you use, and even more resources needed to meet company needs. The business only needs to buy licensing, and it saves costs because you don't have to invest in computer hardware and IT personnel to maintain the hardware. Also, the cloud service provider manages all updates and patch from their end. And lastly, users have the ability to work from anywhere in the world as long as they have an internet connection. Platform as service is a cloud computing architecture that offers users a whole cloud platform, including hardware, software, infrastructure for creating, operating, and administrating applications. This eliminates the expense, complexity, and inflexibility associated with creating and maintaining the platform on-premise. Examples of platform as service is Amazon Web Services, Google Cloud, IBM Cloud, and Microsoft Azure. Next slide is infrastructure as service. Infrastructure as service is a type of cloud computing that offers consumers pay-as-you-go access to basic compute, network, and storage capabilities on demand over the internet. Infrastructure as service enables end users to increase and reduce resources as needed, lowering the need for an inexpensive infrastructure. Infrastructure as service architecture is made up of physical data center, compute, network, and storage. Cloud service providers provide the data centers for customers, where the customers only have to worry about configuring the computer systems to how much RAM, memory, and storage they need. Also, software-defined networking is infrastructure as service, where the cloud service provider provides the networking and the user configures the network to meet its company needs, as an example. Also, infrastructure as a service can use different storage methods that includes block storage, file storage, and object storage. Next slide is desktop as service. Desktop as service is a cloud computing solution where a service provider offers end users virtual desktops that are licensed with user subscriptions through the internet. For small organizations who find building their own virtual desktop infrastructure to be too expensive or resource intensive, the supplier handles back-end maintenance. This management often entails upkeep, data storage, backup, and upgrades. Additionally, desktop security and application management may be handled by the cloud service providers, or users may manage their services components on their own. Next slide is going to be about service-oriented architectures. Service-oriented architecture is a feature of application development because the software components are reusable by using the interfaces. With SOA, applications can be created by users by combining numerous features from already existing services using service-oriented architectures. Also, service-oriented architectures has set a framework for organizing the development of systems and provide a way to connect individual components into a decentralized system. It provides transparency and high availability and scalability to meet the business goals. Also, it reduces the cost of application development. Is deployment models: private, public, community, and hybrid. The private cloud, you are the only one that will have access to data and manage all the hardware and software components. With the private cloud, the business IT department has full control over its resources, which offers better security. Public cloud. Using the public cloud, anyone can access system services and it's accessible to all users. Public cloud may be less secure. The public cloud is one where cloud infrastructure services are made available to the general public or significant industry groups over the internet. In this cloud model, the provider of the cloud services, not the user, is the owner of the infrastructure. Customers and users can access systems and services with ease thanks to its kind of cloud hosting. This type of cloud computing, in which service providers offer their services to a range of clients, is a great illustration of cloud hosting. Community cloud enables a number of businesses to access systems and services. It is a distributed system made by combining the functions of various clouds to meet the unique requirement of a neighboring sector or company. The entity that has shared goals or responsibilities may share the community's infrastructure. In most cases, it is run by a third party or a coalition of one or more local organizations. The hybrid cloud. Depending on their needs, organization might use a combination of two or more cloud deployment methods to move data and applications between various clouds. For example, they can use private and public clouds at the same time. It all depends on what meets the business needs. Next is security, storage, legal, and privacy issues. Unauthorized access to or exchange of confidential or sensitive information is a main security threat for companies and all organizations. Sensitive data exposes compromises data privacy, results in loss of control over your data, and exposes your company to a variety of cybersecurity risks and ensuring legal and regulatory repercussions in order to reduce risk. You need to implement a cloud storage strategy where you will implement a cloud storage policy and how to be in compliance with various regulations depending on the industry. Also, how data will be managed and stored across the cloud and how often data will be backed up. And user training will be implemented to educate users on how to store and manage data and not only rely on the cloud service providers. Security configurations, but also implement your own by adding multi-factor, least privilege, encryption, and event logging. This will prevent any data loss if a cyber attack occurs, and also review with the cloud service providers on what is their policy on privacy. And this is in the cloud presentation. Thank you.